Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron, you already know it is what it is. Cameron was celebrating with the Colorado Buffaloes. This was a epic situation, to say the least. This was a major overtime victory. Shador Sanders carved them up. He went in Brady mode. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports TV. Listen, my man Cam, for the second week in a row, to be side by side with Coach Prime Deion Sanders. I think this was very much epic. I do believe that this is the beginning of something special between Cameron and, Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. It's the winning circle. And I loved all of the stars that was out there. When you're talking about Wayne, when you're talking about Master P, and the list goes on, you had a lot of star power under one roof, offset. We're going to get into that a little bit later as well. But to see Cam there celebrating backstage, and you clearly know what's going on. They got a DJ back there, so the atmosphere for the Colorado Buffaloes is retarded, in terms, in a good way. They are fully focused. A lot of people feel like maybe their focus ain't on, but no, their focus is on. They have the perfect atmosphere conducive to victory. Like I said, that's epic. He's definitely setting the vibe, and I think a lot of coaches need to adopt his mentality, because it's clearly leading to victory. A lot of coaches might feel like his style and this, that, and the third is not where it need to be, but it definitely is. So I want to give major props to Cameron. Also, you've seen Treasure Wilson there. We all know what's going on with Stat Baby and all that. She was back there celebrating. So clearly, they are getting treated, with a lot of homage. So it's definitely the wave. Cameron's producer was there as well. Like I said, we all know this is a hit sports show. Like I said, it's not just a sports show that's out. It is what it is. It's a hit, and you clearly see everybody. He was celebrating the comeback victory, and it's good to see the Dipset legend, out here just getting embraced like this. It's showing artists that, and you clearly see a lot of artists now, they coming down the sports route. We got to understand this a lane that Cam carved out. A lot of people wasn't thinking like this. Now you're starting to see the people. A lot of people was dibbling and dabbling with sports, but now they about to take it even more serious. And I guarantee you, it's off the back of what they've seen from Cameron. You didn't see Mace there. I'm not sure Mace's situation. Mace is married, so Mace don't move around as much. But you always see him on the show. It's good to see Treasure Wilson there as well. I want to see her star power get up there as well, because I think she's one of the best, sports narrators out there, especially in her position. I think that she need to get recognized more in the sports world. And standing next to Coach Prime Deion Sanders, Shador and company after an epic win, you can't ask for no more, notoriety than that. And they're seizing the opportunity. They know what's at stake here. And give props to Coach Prime for getting behind them, because he didn't have to do this. Coach Prime don't have to have people in his locker room like this. And I think that you got to give him props for the level of focus that these guys have. For them to have all of these people on the sidelines, and still able to come out there and, achieve victory in hostile environments and when games ain't going good, because I could only imagine if I was the coach, especially when the game is going back and forth like the way it's going back and forth. I might be inclined to say, at halftime, I don't want to see nobody on the sidelines. I don't want to see nobody on the sidelines at halftime. This how it's gonna be. This how, and that's what I would have. That's what I would have done. But clearly, Coach Prime is not me. And like I said, Coach Prime, he got it together. I think it speaks to the level of focus that he has and his team has for them to be able to still take care of business no matter who's around. And like I said, I think that these guys can mess around and win it all. I'm not going to discredit them, You know, I'm not gonna sit up there and hold up and say this and that, you know, and try to, that's what you're seeing a lot of people do. They trying to discredit what they got going on. They trying to marginalize them. They trying to keep them in some box. And that's one thing here at Flight Sports I won't do, is put these guys in a box. You know, they all are capable of going all the way out here right now. This is like a Cinderella story, you know, and like I said, there's no telling how this story gonna end or when it's gonna end, and I damn sure don't want it to end. But I want to get back into It Is What It Is. Let me know some of your favorite episodes. You know, Cam is out there on A Vengeance, you know, having some of the best in the business on the show. And I got to give props to people that even stand next to a camera, because his show is not always, you know, conducive to like how everybody might like it to be. You know, he has his own flair with the show, his own swagger. You know, and you know he's gonna eventually get Deion Sanders on the show. You know, that's gonna happen. You know, so it clearly is great. You know, for what we're seeing, that he can have his own style, and like I said, It Is What It Is gonna spark something immense where you don't have to have suit and ties, even though you see Cam on there with the suits and this, that, and the third. But it's almost like it's very entertaining, you know, and Cam knows what he's doing. He don't have to be the uptight guy, you know, behind the podium like you see the Mike and Mikes and all these different people. You know, he can be very much, you know, loose with his speaking. You know, he don't have to, you know, abide by so many rules, especially when it's your show. You know, I mean, you the judge, you the jury, who's he answering to? You know, clearly, you know, it's big business now. You got a lot of things popping off. You got fantasy, you got the fantasy situation going on. So, the underdog fantasy, pardon me. So, you know, I want to see how the show takes itself now when they got backing like this, which I do believe that Cam is going to keep it authentic. You know, I don't think they're going to lose their authenticity despite signing, you know. And like I told the people before, usually when the big check comes, you know, usually the way the show, the vibe that people loved originally, that slows down. But I think Cam and Mace are smart enough to realize what's at stake, and for them not to go down that route and really do what they have to do. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day. We're going to get all into it. Make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports TV. It is what it is. It's here to stay. Make sure you subscribe, because we're going to be bringing more updates, news, and more involved in that situation, because you know this week is going to be crazy. All the things they're going to discuss, all the guests that's going to be on there. We got to break it all down. It's going to be a crazy week. Make sure you subscribe so you stay on top of all news, updates, and more. It's Flight Sports.